저희가 볼 건 뭐냐?
뭐냐?
저지 주디라는 판사님이 계세요. 판사님이 아주 유명한 판사님인데
어떤 것 때문에 유명하시죠?
저지 주디라는 TV 리얼리티 프로그램이 있어요. 그래서 유명한데 저지 주디는 주디 쉰들링이라는 판사를 중심으로 하는 리얼리티 재판쇼이다. 그래서 판사 주디가 실제의 작은 분쟁건들을 다루는 과정을 보여주는데 1996년 첫 방영을 한 이후로 현재 시즌 24가 방송 중이며 네, 에미상을 3번이나 수상할 정도로 진짜 인기가 많고 보도록 합시다.
좋습니다.
That this young man caused
Judge
injury
Judy.
to your son's tooth.
That's correct.
They were playing a game. His father says it was an accident. They were both fooling around, and accidents happen. So, since neither you nor Mr. McCain were there, you can both sit down. What's your first name?
Ryan.
And yours?
Zach.
How long have you been friends?
About 2 or 3 months.
When did this accident happen?
December 20th.
What were you doing?
We were sliding this replica of this plastic bottle back and forth on the ground after school.
별것도 아니었는데.
I want you to show me how you were sliding it.
We were sliding it back and forth.
No, show me on the ground how you were sliding it. You can step right in front of the bench. Step in front of the bench, over there. Show me how you were sliding
We
it.
were both sitting down and we were sliding
Sitting down on what?
on the carpet.
Sit down.
멋있어.
Go ahead. So you're sliding it. Let me see how you're sliding it.
It's like that.
Right. And what were you doing with it, Zach?
Throwing it back.
Was he sliding it or throwing it?
We were playing catch. We were throwing it back and forth.
That's not true, Younger.
Sure it is.
주장이 다르네.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Well, we were sliding it back and forth, and then all of a sudden he threw it and it knocked out my teeth. And I don't know why he did that. I did not do anything to provoke him or anything. I never once picked it up and thrown it at him. We were sliding it back and forth.
Go ahead.
We were not sliding it on the ground. We were playing catch, and it was an accident. It was just one catch that he did not catch, and it
How
hit
many times was the bottle thrown?
probably 15 to 20 times.
Anybody else there?
No, Your Honor.
It was pretty late after school. It was pretty much cleared out.
친구였을 텐데.
Do you think, Zach, that part of the injury to his teeth is your fault?
No, I do not.
Well, you're wrong.
I do not think that it was my fault. We were both playing the game, and we both
Right.
accepted the probability of it happening. And
No, that's a lot of baloney that your father gave you. If you take an instrumentality and use it in a way other than for which it was designed, do you understand what that means?
yes,
And there's an accident with it, you are at least partially responsible. Now, if you were drinking that and he ran into the bottle, then he caused that himself because you were using it in a way that it was designed to be used because you were drinking it. But you weren't using it that way. You were playing catch with it.
yes, ma'am.
And if you're playing catch with something that's dangerous, clearly it could be dangerous, right?
Yes,
Then you have to use care, right?
yes.
Now, I'm not saying that it's all your fault because he chose to play with you. And if you think that for a minute that I believe that you were rolling this, you're nuts. Because I know you weren't rolling it, and you know you weren't rolling it.
아, 밑에 너무 웃겨.
I don't believe it. I don't believe that the first time this was thrown, it hit you in the mouth. And I certainly don't believe that Zach intended to hurt you. You think he intended to hurt you?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. Because it had been thrown at a great force to knock out my teeth.
Well, then there's something wrong with you. I don't know who you've been talking to. I know who he's been talking to. I don't know if you've been talking to. If you were sitting and playing with him outside, why in the world would he pick up that and throw it with such force at your face to hurt you? Did you had a fight with him?
No. Your
Well,
Honor.
then why do you think he had a psychotic moment? No, just caught you in the wrong position. Listen, if you played with something and you played with it in a way that it was not intended, then you assume part of the risk. But he's only partially responsible. And his father's partially responsible because he's too little, despite what your father says. Do you understand why?
Yes.
Do you understand the whole context? What about you, sir? You now understand?
I don't know. I'm having troubles with that.
Well, stand up. I'll give you a lesson.
개멋있어.
What do you use to cut steak?
Knife. Steak knife.
And when you use it properly to cut steak, nothing bad happens to you, right?
Right.
If you decide to play salugi with a steak knife, they still use that word?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Throwing it. If you decide to throw a steak knife back and forth to your friend, and you get all cut up, whose fault is that?
I don't know. That's kind of... Isn't that on both of them?
Right, that's what you said, a very good thing. You want to say it a little louder?
On both of them.
That's the answer. Because you are using the knife for an activity for which it was
멋있는데?
not designed. Similarly, that bottle that your son purchased out of a vending machine was designed to drink. He and his friend decided to use it for another purpose, and it became dangerous, as evidenced by the fact that it knocked out his 2 front teeth. So both of them are responsible. Now you can stand up with him.
명쾌.
How much were your medical bills?
The emergency care that day to get his teeth glued back in place was $572, and then the estimated cost to get the other part, with all of it together, comes to $4,070. And I have X-rays and pictures of the teeth that were broke out.
What do you have in there now, temporaries?
Yeah, they're this
No.
temporary glued on right now.
There is teeth that were the pieces that they could glue back in with fillings, piece filled in, until the nerves could settle
yeah.
down. The dentist said he wanted to wait 8 weeks before he did the root canals and the crowns for the mouth to settle down.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I say
Yes.
something? Okay. This started out as $800, and it's slowly gone up as the weeks have gone up. It ended at $3,000. Now it's at $4,000.
There's no question as a result of their boredom at the end of the day, which is what it was. And you have to pay to have them fixed, and that's what it is. $4,000 divided by 2 is $2,000. Judgment for the plaintiff in that amount. That's all.
아우, 속 시원해.
던지지 말자.
절대 그건
오늘의
마시는
교훈.
거예요?
그냥 이 문제만 해결하는 게 아니라 교훈을 줘서 다음에도 주의해라. 그리고 부모님들한테도 교육을 시켜주고.
27-year-old healthcare aide Lisa Reed is suing her former friend, house cleaner Barbara Loth, for breaking her toilet when she sat on it.
진짜 어이없겠다.
Miss Reed, the defendant used to be a friend of yours. She was visiting you, and according to your complaint, she went into the bathroom and she broke your toilet. She cracked it. You want her to pay for it.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
How many times had she been to your house before?
A whole bunch of times, like 7 or 8.
Where on the toilet was it cracked?
Down the side.
How do you think she did that?
She must have fell on it.
Fell.
Fell on it. She must have fell back, sat on the toilet.
But you don't know.
I'm positive she's the only person that used the bathroom that night.
No, listen to me. Assuming that you are correct, that the toilet broke when she was using it,
Right.
why would you think she's responsible?
Because she's responsible. You break something, you pay for it. It's just like going into a store. You break something in a store, you pay for it.
No, my dear. You are absolutely incorrect. And it's very possible that your toilet wore out.
It didn't wear out, Your Honor.
Show me. Do you have a witness? Do you have an expert?
I
You
have
have an
a
expert
witness.
that's going to tell me that the toilet did not...
She was
did
in
not
there,
wear out?
Your Honor, she was in there for 20 minutes. She came out, she closed the bathroom door, she used some of the towels to wipe up the mess, okay? She came out, she admitted to me that she broke the toilet, and then I asked her, did you break the toilet?
Just a second. How did the toilet break?
What happened was I just went down and sat onto it. I heard like a little pop, and I didn't know anything. I've been
No,
having...
all I want to know is, did you fall on it? Did you kick
Oh,
it?
heck no.
Did you hit it with a hammer? Did
No,
you hit it with a,
no.
Did you hit it with a wrench?
No, Your Honor, no,
It
no.
broke. The toilet broke while she was using it. That's different than she broke the toilet. The toilet broke while she was using it. Do you understand?
Thank you, Your Honor.
She sat down on the toilet. I heard a big thump. We were all gathering around in my apartment. We were
Miss
having
Reed,
a
you're not
general
following me. I agree with you. The toilet broke while she was using it. That doesn't mean that she broke it. And that doesn't mean that she's responsible for it. Toilets break. I had one just break in my apartment last week. Cost me $650 to put in a new toilet. You think I went around to try to find the last person who sat on it? You're stupid. Grow up. That's all.
나 이분 너무 좋다.
저 팬 됐어요. 저
너무
주디.
좋다.
개멋있지?
너무 멋있다.
앉아있을 때 부서졌다고 부순 게 아니야.
그렇지.
몇
마지막에
개?
앉은 사람이 물어야 되냐 이 말이지. 더 있어요?
더 있어.
아 다행이다.
짧은 거 몇 개.
다행이다.
The defendant purchased a dog from a woman on the street.
Yes.
A life-changing day with Judge Judy.
길어서
I'm not saying there's anything wrong. The question is it his dog?
No.
Well, you say no. That's why you're here.
맞는 말이야.
Who's going to get the dog? You? You want to go get the dog? She said she has the dog here. You want to show me something?
Yes.
What?
I have document from my vet, and they're saying the dog's a mixed breed and he's 5 years old. I have a health certificate.
The question is this his dog? Your vet can't tell you how old the dog is. Your vet can tell you whether the dog is a puppy, whether it has puppy teeth, but whether it's 3 years old or 5 years old, your dog can't tell you that. Put the dog.
That's baby boy. Hey, boy. Hey, baby boy.
Madam.
Hey, man.
Madam, listen to me carefully. Put the dog down. Put the dog down.
맞네. 여기까지 올 일도 아니었잖아.
Everybody miss your
Hey, boy. Hey, there. That's baby boy. Pick him up, baby boy. Come up, man. Come here. That's baby boy. Oh.
That's all. Take the dog home.
It's okay, girl.
감동받아서 그래.
놔주자마자
가서.
뒤로 달려가잖아. 아, 근데 저지 주디 너무 재밌지?
너무 재밌어요.
그치?
유튜브 있어요?
어, 있어. 되게 많아, 이거. 보면 시간
봐야지.
가는 줄 모른다,
오늘
진짜.
보자 자야지.
Bye, kids. 안녕.